Good morning, everyone. Shavua Tov. We begin the Torah portion of Naso this week. Now, the word Naso, in and of itself, has three different meanings. The first meaning, perhaps, is associated and found in this week's Torah portion, which contains the priestly blessing. And the second verse of the priestly blessing says, Yisah Hashem panav elecha. May God lift up His face towards you. V'yasem lecha shalom, and grant you peace. That's the conclusion of the priestly blessing. What does it mean, lift up His face to you? When you are not at peace with someone, you can't look them in the eye. You avert your eyes. You look down. You look to the side. When you can lift up your face and shine your countenance towards somebody, then you create peace. In addition, when you smile at somebody, you bring them peace, you bring them tranquility, you bring them happiness. You raise their spirits by raising your face. And so the word yisa, as in the word naso, can mean to lift up, to raise up. Another place we find the word naso, and the etymological root of the word naso, in addition to mean raising up, it also can mean to forgive. As we find in the 13 attributes of divine mercy that we famously sing, Hashem, Hashem, Kel Rachum V'Chanun, God, merciful, compassionate. And then we go on to say, Nosei Avon V'Fesha. He forgives iniquity and transgression. The word naso can also mean to forgive. As a matter of fact, yesterday we had a bat mitzvah of a 95-year-old Holocaust survivor in our synagogue, Jacqueline Goldman, who was hidden in a monastery at the age of 12 to survive World War II. And she never had a bat mitzvah, and so we made one for her yesterday on Shavuos. And she got up to give a beautiful speech at the end of the service. And she talked about the 10 commandments on Shavuot. And she said, I think there's an 11th commandment. And that's what happens after the giving of the 10 commandments. When the Jewish people worship the golden calf, Moses smashes the tablets, and what does God do? He forgives the Jewish people and takes us back and gives us a second chance. And she said, maybe it's not part of the 10 commandments because that's a divine attribute to forgive. And we have to learn to be like God, as it says in the 13 attributes of divine mercy, that God forgives iniquity. And so naseh could be also to forgive, nosei avon, naso, to forgive, to learn how to forgive others. Someone once said that forgiveness is giving someone the opportunity to become the type of person that would have never done that harm and offense to you in the first place. So that is the second meaning of naso. But finally, there's the most literal meaning. Naso is found in the word to carry. As it says, v'nasa'u, you shall carry the objects and the vessels of the holy temple. And therefore the word naso also means to carry, to lift, which means to lend a helping hand to others. Because as someone said, a burden sheared is a burden halved. When you share with others in carrying, not just material or physical objects, but in carrying their worries, their pain, their sorrow, their troubles, then you have their burden. And a joy that is shared is a joy that's doubled. And therefore we must share and carry with our fellow man their troubles, their challenges, and at the same time carry with them their joys to double their joy and their happiness and their joyous occasions. There was a story that happened in Long Island last week. There's a Chabad rabbi, his name is Rabbi Yitzchak Baumgarten, and a woman in his congregation was having kidney failure and called her and said, I'm on dialysis, I'm not doing well, I need a kidney transplant. Any advice, any guidance? The rabbi said, yeah, there's a wonderful organization in New York run by religious Jews called Renewal, and they help find kidney donors. I'll reach out to them and see what can be done. He got all our information, her blood type, her personal medical records, called Renewal. He called her back a week or so later and said, I have good news. They found a kidney donor, a match. She was so overjoyed, and the operation was set, and you don't know who the donor is. It's anonymous. It's called altruistic kidney donation. It's a non-relative, just stranger that wants to give you a kidney. And sure enough, she goes through the operation and is successful. After the operation, she recovers a bit after a few days, and they say, we're now going to take you down the hall to meet your donor. And you see a picture of her going with her hospital gown together with her husband at her side into the room to meet her kidney donor. When she comes in, who does she find in the bed? Her rabbi, Rabbi Baumgarten. He called renewal and he said, I want to be tested and see if I am a match, and I want to give her my kidney. And indeed, the rabbi gave her his kidney. And then you see in this beautiful video where the rabbi says to the husband, let's thank God for this beautiful blessing, and let's put on tefillin. And the rabbi puts on tefillin with the husband of this woman as his own wife stands by his side in the hospital. This is what it means to carry, in the most literal sense, each other's burdens. God gave me 2 kidneys, I'll give one to you. And so these are the 3 meanings of the word v'nasu. In our personal lives, let us merit to carry each other's burdens and joys. Let us merit to lift up the spirits of others by raising our face towards them and not only making eye contact, but soul contact with our fellow man. And ultimately, when necessary, let's learn to forgive one another. Have a wonderful day.